and what we're doing. So if you see her, please come talk to her and ask her questions, and we're excited about having Karina. Right. So we have a tradition at the Earth System Governance Open Science meetings to start with a keynote speaker to sort of get the conversation going, and we've had a number of dynamic people give us sort of provocative discussions that you sort of hear people talking about in the hallways after the opening plenary. And so I'm sure our speaker today will put us on that path as well. We're very honored to have Vice Minister Rayarto Yatsu, who is Vice Minister of Global Environmental Affairs in Japan's Ministry of the Environment. He's been involved in international environmental negotiations since 1976, so has lots of experience in the trenches working on the issues that many of us study and have been involved in as well. He's worked as a policy advisor in the State Ministry of Population and Environment of Indonesia. He's been a visiting researcher at the UNU Institute of Advanced Studies and director of the Asia Pacific Network for Global Change Research. Please welcome Vice Minister Yatsu.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy to be able to make an presentation at a very important and historical event in Tokyo. I've been involving multilateral environmental agreements, and particularly climate negotiations and other related negotiations. For example, I just came back from Geneva to attend the Intergovernmental Negotiation Committee for Mercury Convention. And I'm very happy that all of the parties agreed upon the name of the convention as an Minamata Convention of Mercury. And today, I'd like to make a presentation on our effort for the global regional environmental governance, and particularly the climate and other related activities. I also attended the COP18 in Doha, Qatar, and we are very much satisfied with the outcome from COP18 because we could close two other working groups on Kyoto Protocol and long-term cooperative actions. And we agreed upon the work plan on the other working group for government protocol. And we, the Japanese government, is now considering about what should be the future framework beyond 2020. And we established a panel for the discussion between the government and scientific and academia. And I'm very happy Professor Kanye is a member of our panel for discussion on this process. Before 2020, we are now following and implementing the Cancun Agreement. And we are requested to pledge the numerical target in 2020, and we have also requested to make an biannual report to the Convention Secretariat. And my government have reported that our numerical target in 2020 should be the 25% reduction with certain preconditions. But as many previous speakers mentioned, after March 11th, 2011, we are now facing a very, very serious energy crisis at present. Before the crisis, before the accident, we have 54 nuclear reactors, but at present, only 2 reactors are operating. And with regard to the nuclear safety governance, my country decided to reorganize the institutions with regard to nuclear safety and established new nuclear safety regulation committee. It's an independent committee to deal with nuclear safety. And new committee is now preparing their new nuclear safety regulations, more stringent before the accident, of course. And they are planning to issue new standards in this summer. Then after, the Commission will start the evaluation of each reactor can meet the new stringent standards or not. Then after, we can decide which reactor should be restart. Because those very complex and time-consuming practices, no one knows how much the percentage of energy can be relied upon nuclear safety before those practices are finalized. So right now we have 25% reduction target, but because of we have a new administration after the general elections, and new administration decided to review the previous commitment. And my Minister of Environment is responsible for the primary responsibility to review the process. And we are now studying those practices. But in terms of the policies and measures, for example, energy saving, or in terms of the introduction of renewable energies, or in terms of the international cooperation, particularly the assistance to the developing countries, we will do at most. But in terms of the numerical target for our commitment in 2020, we are now facing those difficulties. Please understand those situations. Anyway, we are sure to follow the Cancun Agreement, and we should actively contribute to formulate the new regime to be decided in 2015 at COP 21st. Somebody said the